today's live session. Of course, I'm going to start by cleaning my walking platform. As I'm cleaning it with thinner. So just to keep the surface clean and tidy. If you're watching for the first time, my name is Zuruli Majibola and I have your shoemaking made easy tutor. I don't know if you saw what was on the thumbnail. That's what we're going to be looking at today. Of course, I'm going to be inviting some other people to join me this morning. Oh, we're in the afternoon already. You can see the way it's removing all of the adhesive on the surface. So give me some time. Let me quickly invite others. You can also help me share this on your WhatsApp status or in a group that you belong, where you have other people learning how to make shoes, where they can also just come in and learn today. You can be rest assured that you're going to learn a lot from this. So we are starting from tidying. We are going to tidy up our desks. So let me share. So let's dive into today's class. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we are going to start with our pattern. Now I've got the sole. Sure you can see what it looks like. This is what we're going to be using. This is what we're going to be using. But let's start with the pattern. Let's start with the pattern. So you can see what I'm going to be using for this. I'm looking at how I can work on. I don't know if you can hear me and if you can clearly see the screen. Trying to see how I can position it in such a way that we can see it properly well. So let me know if you can see. So we're going to be using this particular pattern for this. Now I have taught on how to create a Birkenstock pattern before. So I'm not definitely going to be going into that this morning. So, but we're going to be creating this together, of course. But I need you to do me a favor before we continue. So I have the option of actually using this particular leather. I have the option of using this. I also have another option of this. I just didn't want to use a plain leather. I want it to something. I have this other option too. So if you were me, which one will you pick? I have the option of this and then the option of this. So please, is it leather one? This is one and this is two. Please comment. Let me know which of them. If you were me, which one will you pick? Please go ahead and comment and let me know which of them you will prefer. This is one and then the floral one. So which of them will you prefer? I'm waiting. Just let me know which one of them you will prefer before I go ahead and just cut any one of them. So it's important to know that you have to first of all create your pattern, which is very important. For those of us who might be wondering how this was created, I have taught on how to create a Birkenstock pattern. So you want to check it out. And if you are interested in just the pattern alone, like you want to be able to access the pattern, you can let me know. I think in my pattern template ebook, I think this is part of what is there. This is part of what we have inside the pattern template ebook. So if you just want this alone, you can also let me know. I can't see our comments. Can you hear me at all? Can you hear me at all? I'm noticing something here that I think I want to work on. He's complaining about the orientation of the phone. Please give me some time. Let me work on this. I'll be back. I didn't love the orientation, so. It's still doing the same thing. So I just want to know if we can see the screen. Can you? Please let me know if you can see the screen. Can you chat me as well? I don't just want to be talking to myself. So, if I'm not seeing any of our responses, I'll just go right into it. I'm going to be using this since nobody is suggesting, because I don't really know whether we can see. So I'll be using this since nobody is suggesting to me. Since nobody is suggesting to me, I'm gonna use this. So I find out that this is a bit like very wide, and I didn't want to waste a lot of my leather. That's why I decided to just try to reduce it a bit. Or let me use it like that for us to see what I'm saying. But Kai, I don't like to use my leather like that, man. So I'm not going to be stitching anything from in this at all. We are not stitching anything. We are just going to go ahead. You can see that when I finish cutting the first one, I turn it over. Don't forget, this is significantly important. It's very important to always do that, please. So I have done that one. So we have this. Before I cut it out. Hello, can somebody help me do something? Scissors. Thank you. So basically what you need for this is just the sole. You definitely need the sole. There's no shortcut to that. You need the buckle. It's more like a Birkenstock design. So we also need the buckle. can see that. So I'm going to also turn this way. See the way I'm trying to maximize the leather so that you don't just put it anyhow, and at the end of the day the whole leather's finished. I'm sure you can see the way I'm trying to hold it down. I don't know if you can see this. So we already have that. So I'm just going to trim it out while we work on that part alone. So this is what I have. We are finally using this as our leather, don't forget. So I was conscious of the fact that there was something here, so I make sure that, you know, I don't have my pattern right on top of that part. So you can see what I have. This is what it's going to look like. So now, because I'm not going to be stitching it, yes, I just want you to know that it's not that compulsorily when you are creating this kind of a Birkenstock heel design. It's actually like a platform heel. You can see how this place look like and how this look like. So you don't necessarily need it to say, okay, by force I must stitch. So please bear that in mind. So because of that, I want you to know that each time you don't want to stitch, this is the process you should follow. When you don't want to stitch, follow this process this way. I have already done this, so I'm going to be using this leather as my lining. You can see what the other side is. I'm going to be using this as my lining, so I will also do the same thing on all of them. If I had thought of this, I would have actually drawn this so that we don't have to go through this again. But we have to do that. So please, let me quickly draw this. Like I always say, if you have a question, go ahead and ask. Please, if you haven't liked this video, just do me that favor of actually clicking the like button as you watch. Please do that for me. Liking it doesn't mean that you are going to pay by clicking it. No, please. So it's just for YouTube to recommend it to more people to come and join. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to maximize the space. So in Nigeria, the leather I'm using, they call it fiance. They call it fiance leather. So that's what I'm using. I find out that tends to be very durable. So I use it very well. So let's see if this can go in here or just this way or how. Whichever way we just maximize our leather is the way we are going to follow. This one is N3A. What will happen to this part if I do it like this? Let me see if I can place it this way. What will happen to this part? Hey! The life of a craftsman. You have to be very careful. So let's position it this way. so you can see this. If you want me to share a clue on how you can cut the pattern, also let me know. I don't know whether we can actually type or we just choose not to. So basically, we are through. I will trim that small part too out. Don't ask me why I'm going that route. Every piece is still useful. So this is all I need to make this happen. So it's, if I buy a quarter of a yard, you can use the same leather as your main leather. I mean, you can use the same leather you're buying as your main leather and still use it as your lining if you so desire, which means I can use this as a lining as well. It's nobody's business, you understand. It's just that I'm not sure if you buy, I think if you buy, what do they call it as well, it will work. If you buy one pair, it depends on how your one pair look like in your area. I mean, just a pair of this kind of false leather. These are synthetic leathers, you understand. So if you buy a pair for the upper, you can buy a pair for the lining. So it means that you'll be able to use that successfully for this project. So what I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to be applying my adhesive on it. Where is my brush? So I'm going to apply my adhesive right on top of it. I'm not cutting it out first because I don't want adhesive by the side. So I'm going to apply it right there. I've taught us severally. Don't first of all cut your pattern and start applying adhesive on it. With that, you have the tendency of having it by these edges. In my previous live session, I remember we looked at revamping of Hue. We are still on it. We are still going to go back to that. I just felt I should show us this since I want to create this one. I'm still going to go back to that. There are a lot of them, so I'll create a session for us to work on at least one of them, one or two, so that we can also learn and be able to use that to make money. So I'll allow to dry. do the same thing on the lining too. So I first of all started with the one I'm using as the main upper, the main leather, because immediately after this I'll start cutting it out. So while this is drying up, I'm already cutting out, because as I'm applying this, the other one is drying up. I've seen people, they don't bother to draw on the leather they are using as lining. They just apply gum all over. So it seems to be a quick route, but I find out that you use more of your adhesive. You're definitely going to use more. So make sure that no part is omitted. So we are through with all of this. So we're going to bring this back and try to start cutting so that it will not over dry. Now when you are trimming, I know this might actually be one of the most difficult parts. Please, as much as you want to use your scissors, I keep saying it, when you are just cutting, you can try and say you want to be swinging and opening and closing it, but when you want to trim, you keep it there. I always say this, keep it there, especially when your leather is even very soft. In short, that will require a lot of work. You can see the way I'm trying to hold it. When you get to parts that are curved, you make sure that you can see I'm still holding it down there and then opening it up to continue. I want us to be able to see this. Even at this side, you curve in this way. So don't forget, we are actually learning how we can actually create our own heel at home. This type of heel, you don't need to create the sole yourself or anything. You already have the outer sole is already made, so you just use that to create your insole. So as a beginner, I can suggest that if you can access all this type of heel, go for those kind of heel first and use them to learn. Use them to reinforce your confidence or reinforce your pattern cutting skill. At least boost your confidence too with them. So you can see what I have. Can you see what it looks like? So let's go to the next one. So as I'm cutting it, it's still drying up. So as far as I'm concerned, let's see how long this will take us to properly finish from start. Then we can now go into cost and what it should be sold for. I don't know if you are seeing anything as far as the cutting process is concerned. Please, in case you are having difficulty trimming, please just pay attention. No matter whether it's a soft leather or a thick one, the technique to cutting is same. It's just that the light leather tends to be more difficult to trim than the soft one. So keep it there. It's not that sometimes you might not have reasons to remove it. You might have, but as much as you can keep it on that track, just keep it there. Now for all of the corners, you can see the way I move it. Don't remove and put all over. When you get to corner, you curve it. As long as it's a curvy design. So all these ones, for example, so when you get to this side, so you see that it's curved. So you want to pass it curvy like that. When you get to this place, you do the same thing. Don't be open and be closing. Those are the things that will keep that place neat and tidy. So I'm sure you can see what it looks like. So let's go to the last one. Let's go to the last one. So we are almost through with our upper. Now, if you are not planning to edge coat your design, for example, please ensure you cut away all of the blue pen, or else it might be showing. So, you can see all of the pieces we have. I think we can use these pieces, for example, for our buckle. If I want to, for the buckle strap, I just need something as small as this. For the buckle, I don't really need it very big or so. I'm not careful to stick. Hey, Hey. Hey, it has stick. Oh, it does not want to open. No. How did I get here? So I can just use this size for all of them. So I'll just cut it out. I think this is not straight. So I'll just try and see if there are other ones there that has the same width that I can still use. Yes, I think this one also has a width such as that. I need 4, don't forget. Please let me know if you have any question. Don't just watch me do without asking questions. So let's see this side too. I can have one here. Or I just even double it to do whatever I want to do. Let's see if this is long enough. Okay, I may have to fold it more. So I'm already preparing the buckle strap. So I have 4 already. Don't forget, it's going to be 4 buckle. I'm sure you can see them. Straps. For this, I'm going to be really using a very big buckle. I know somebody is wondering, for what now? Yeah, we're going to be using this big buckle. So while we wait for those ones to dry, let's quickly prepare our buckle. So our buckle straps. So what I'll do is this. I'll place this all together. These are the things you can actually do to make your work fast. While you wait, you don't sit and wait and say, okay, I'm waiting. No. So at the center, try as much as possible to locate the center. Punch backward. I mean, after you have punched the center, punch it by the side here and by the side here, very close to it. I just want it to be a bit wide, like long, I mean, so that the buckle can easily swing and pass. So this is actually a punch plier. If you don't have this, if this is what you have, please use it. This is also a punch. You can get this in the market. So just get this and use. So we are just going to go ahead. Somebody will be wondering, why is it tiny like this? I don't want it to be showing under the strap. So you can see what I have. So you want to make sure that it can swing easily. Before you know it, this thing already closing. Why are you closing? So we are going to attach our, what did they call it? You can apply adhesive there, so just to keep it together like this. But at least make sure it's swinging. You can see what I have. So it's going to be the same thing for all of them. So where your buckle is facing, you come from there, let it go in, and we go this way. I don't know why I decided to use this buckle, but I just want to see what it's going to look like. After all, it's my shoe, so I can decide to. Yeah. So it's like some of these has adhesive already, but I want it to swing easily. I don't want anything that will stress me because I want to wear shoe. No. I want to wear heel. No. So you can see I will apply adhesive on those ones that does not have. In short, you just need the adhesive on one side. On one side. to stick. It's going to be there. I'm still going to use rivet on it, so that's why I don't want to bother myself about saying okay, I'm putting on the two side. I'm going to still use my rivet to hold it here. Can you see it? I think this one's already stained, so let's do the last one, then we quickly please, if you have any question, go ahead and ask. So we have all our 4 buckles ready. So we can trash this. We don't seem to need it anymore. Now let's go to this. Hey, I'm sighting something now. Or else that is the part where it will start opening. So since other parts are okay, let me see. This is for this, so we are going to wait for this one. I think this is for this, so let's place it gently. So let's place the second one. So then we have another one, which is the one here. This one here. So this is okay now. Now, if I did not plan to, if I did not plan that I was actually going to stitch it, ordinarily I will have folded all of the edges. If I was planning to stitch it, rather, I will fold all of these edges, then line it, then stitch it. I will not leave it this way. But if you say you don't want to stitch, and you now decide that okay, I want to fold. If you fold it and place it on this one, it will not stay very well, because that folded part will be having a glossy surface like this, a very fine surface that cannot adhere, for a long time on top of this. You understand? So please pay attention to that. Don't fold all of the edges and say you are not stitching. As long as you fold the edges I will encourage you to always make sure you stitch it. If you are not going to be stitching, then don't bother folding the edges, or else it will not stay for a long time before you find out that it will start, you know, opening up. So while we quickly allow this to dry, while it still keeps bonding before we trim it off, I want us to look at how do I create this inner part of this particular shoe. Now, sometimes I normally try to create the pattern by actually putting like a sheet on top of it. Let me see if this will be enough. Okay, I think this will be enough. So let me try to, so I'll just try and put it inside it. So don't forget, we are trying to create heels at the comfort of our home. So all you need to do is to get to the market and then get the sole that you need. So the only part is the pattern, which you can actually check my YouTube channel for, and you'll be able to create yours. I have also pattern cutting course that you can also go for to master the art of cutting patterns. So now I'm going to place this here and try to use it to create what I need. I'm sure you can see that it's creating something. So as it's doing that, you can decide to so with that, you are still going to hold it down and then continue that way. So on this part, so turn it this way and let's finish this part. So with this, I'll just trim this out and use it as my template. So let me try to do that for us to see. So let's trim and place inside to see whether it will work perfectly well or not. I'm not cutting on the line, I'm cutting outside it. So in case so you just want to put it inside it to see whether you got a good cut. So can you see what it looks like? It's staying perfectly well inside it, except that I'm seeing something that is happening here at this corner here. But all of the other parts, they are perfectly okay. So you can go ahead and just place this. Now for this part that I find out that is a bit open, I can actually use what did you call it, this other part to control that, or you had maybe a smaller one on this side just to correct it. Let me do that. So we are just going to add a little adhesive here. I think I want to do the whole part, so I'll add like that, then place this on top of it. allow it to, although I'm supposed to just place on one side, apply on one side. I think I had a lot of adhesive in the brush. So let me show us what I will do. Since it's just one part of it. I will return it there. Since these ones are okay. They are okay. I will return it there and follow the same process again, so that I can catch that part that was not perfect before. So with that, so it's looking okay now. I'm sure you can see it perfectly sitting. Can you see it? So I've added just that little to that part so that all of them can look alike. So with this, we can just use our EVA foam, which is called Mako, and cut that out. Now, if you intend to use EVA foam and the insole cardboard, of course, you can also do that. It's not a crime if you put your insole cardboard inside this. The only advice I will give you is that you should use what we call the PU gum, which is a chemical gum. Yes, that's what you should use. Some people call it hot gum. I don't know. Just because we have to preheat it before, bottoming it. So that is what I'm going to suggest. If you are using only your EVA foam, you can definitely use this to actually bottom. Yeah, you can use this to bottom. You can use it to bottom. And one way or the other, when you are bottoming, it's a bit easier because it's not going to be very hard to position. But on the normal circumstances, we are actually supposed to make sure that it also has an insole cardboard. Of course, this is already steady. At least it's very steady, but it's just hard to, the way it feels on the foot. And if the only thing you want to just put is still your EVA foam, make sure you are using 4mm. Yes, use 4mm. If you are using 4mm, you can actually just wrap your what did they call it, your EVA foam alone, which is Mako 4. Just wrap it and put it inside there. So let's quickly place this on our EVA foam. So let me see how I can quickly draw that out, then return the gigantic EVA foam to where it came from. I'll just draw like a square. I'm coming. Let me just cut it out. You want me to flog you on? So, as you can see, you can put one here, turn over and put the second one right here. Now, another way you can also do this is by placing this here. Like you will place it and do it this way. like you will place it this way. Can you see the way I placed it? Then you try to press it down to create a mark all around it. Like you press it down to create a mark. Now, because of the way this shape is, it might be a bit difficult, but you will still see the shape if you press it, even with your bare ends like this. The shape will still be there. I don't know if you can see. Can you see the shape? Can you see the lines? I don't know if you can see the line. Can somebody please respond and let me know if you can see the line? Let me place this on top of it to see what it looks like. It's actually looking the same way. It's actually looking the same way. So let me cut this out and show us what it looks like. I don't mind. I'm teaching us, so let me cut it out and show us. Let's see if it will perfectly fit it. So before I cut it out, for those who might want to see, can you give me another silver pen? Yes, inside that yellow part. I don't know. Okay, come on, give me this one. Give me this one now. Yes, thank you. In case you did not see it. Hey, I have to be careful. So. So that you'll not be wondering if there's something I'm faking there. So you might need to do that. This is what it looks like. It has another shape here, but let me trim out this to see. So this was what I placed there. So it's actually longer. It's longer. But on the normal circumstances, it's better if it's longer. Let me place it on the second leg. So this is actually going in. This is going in into this. Wow. Except for all these parts. And then it's also a bit long. You know that I left some part here. So I'll just trim them off. And all these ones too. Can you stop that? Now this is sitting properly in here. It's also okay here. So this side too, I'm supposed to totally trim off the. Now when you are trimming, please, you need to be careful, because if it becomes too small, that one is dangerous. So. So this type of work, you have to make sure that you take your time. You see that it's sitting perfectly well now. Sitting perfectly well. You have to take your time to make sure you fix it perfectly well. You can see the way I'm pressing the excess. So when you press, you check it at the back because it will show there. Slant your scissors to create it. Come on now. Come on now. You can see it sitting perfectly well. So I'm sure you can see this. So this will sit perfectly well in here because it's really very important. So I'll just use it for the second one since this is sitting this way. So this one is going to be like this. So let's draw that out with the marker so that everyone can see. So you can, this is left, put left on it so that you will know that it's left. When you want to wrap, you wrap, the leather will be here, and this will be the side sitting on the sole. So this one too, you want to make sure that you trim off all the marker. You can see the way I'm also cutting this. I'm not just opening and closing it. So let's check. Can you see the way it's sitting inside it? Can you see the way it's sitting right inside, but longer? So it means something has to happen here. Now, at this point, I would suggest that you make use of your sandpaper to adjust. I have a sandpaper on the board, on a small board that I normally use. So something like this. So I just use it to do the reduction so that I don't end up over reducing it with my scissors. Can you see the way I'm doing that? So this is sitting already at the back. So but the front to still need a little bit. Can you see it? It's something that should go in easily. So now that is going in, is the back too okay? So it's better, and if it's something like this that you have, just use it. Just small until when you do it a little, you put it back to check. it was just me, I will actually use scissors. But I just want us to know that it's not every time you should use scissors to cut, or else it becomes so much small that you have to cut another one, or else they will be seeing the sew. So that's the funniest thing. Because it's better when you place it this way, you check, and it's entering very well, so that by the time you want to bottom, you will not struggle with bottoming it. That's the essence of all of this. That's the essence of checking and checking, and you keep checking and you keep checking. So as far as I'm concerned, this is okay. This is okay. So the next thing is just for us to go ahead and wrap the leather. I'm going to be using a black leather to wrap it. Or what do you think? Do you think I should change the leather? I should not use black. Sometimes after cutting, you'll be seeing some funny shape. Please pay attention to all of that. As you can see, I'm not using anything special. This is just some paper. It's going inside just easily. So this is left, and this one is right. Now, one more thing before we wrap. Let me show us something that's important. We are going to trim this. And then try to fix the buckle. beat you. If you disturb me, I will beat you. Hey, God, thank you. So, everything has explained itself. One is this way, and the other one is going to be this way. So, pick up your and just put on this, just to mark where we are going to punch. So I can hold the two together and just punch. So that's what we have. Now I was saying I'm going to be coating the edge. Just to keep the entire edge, dark. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to just first of all try to just dye the edges. Yes, when I'm through, I can actually coat it. Since it's mine, I can open it and take time to coat it. If I start coating it, we might not leave here today. So I don't want to keep us here. And I didn't want to prepare the upper before coming for the class. If not, I would have done that. Because I believe that there's one or two things that we can also learn by actually watching me create this. That's the reason I didn't create the upper. If not, I would have created the upper, coat the edges before I start the live session. So we have that. We can carry the second one too and place and then punch together. Please, I need someone to carry something for me. Please get me somebody to carry something for me. Get somebody to carry the dye for me. So we have the buckle. So we are going to punch it. So we can decide to use our gold rivet. Please, I need somebody to carry dye for me. It's up. I'm not sure you can carry it. Before I put this, I want to quickly apply my dye. You can see I'm going to be using my cotton board, so that with this you need to be very careful. So I will apply it on all of the edges before I fix it, so that it will not give me a lot of, just a little. I have to remove all this so that it doesn't. So please, in case you do not have an edge coat, you can actually just use your dye. So just use the cotton board to apply it, so that you don't have it all over the place. Eh? I don't understand. Why are you shouting? Don't disturb me. The person that sent you knows where it is, so let him pick it himself. I will beat you now. Why are you mentioning your daddy as if he's at home? It's your daddy that asked you to come and carry it. So why are you mentioning his name? So you want to use that one as a threat, Abi, so that I will respond? You are not serious. If you don't go and tell the person that tell you that you should come and pick it himself. Can you imagine these children now? When they want to use my needle without me knowing, they know how to carry it. No. 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 Where's my... Let me see if I can quickly clean it up. Hey, God. That's the disadvantage of trying to make an attempt to clean. Oh, hi. What kind of thing is this? And that's why I'm using cotton bud. Please, thank God it's my shoe. If it's not my shoe, I have to start all over again. Hey. I'm becoming impatient with the process. That's why all this is happening. So let me just take my time. Can you see that I've already turned this one to something else? So please, and I've done two without any form of stain. So please, and it's not even the under one, it's the outer one. You can see what is happening to the leather when I try to use thinner to clean it. You see that it's bleaching it immediately. So no more rush. I was just conscious that I'm streaming the live session. That's what happened. I don't want to keep us for longer than necessary, seeing that nobody's talking to me. Now that's the difference between using dye and using edge coat. If it was edge coat, if it stains it, I can easily remove it when it is dry. if it was an edge coat that I put there, I can easily remove it when it's dry on this smooth surface. But because it's dye, it will certainly help you to also dye your material. So let me clean the surface here. So now we can go ahead. I don't want us to finish it before we put it initially. So let me use the other ones that are dry. Or the one that is dry rather. So I want to fix the buckle so that we can check something on the insole before we actually wrap it. What we are checking is what will help us to be able to have a neat finish. Yes, because that also is very important. So I'm going to put this here. It's my plier. I'll use it to press it down. I'll trim this off. Come to this side and do the same thing. I'm sure you'll be wondering why I use this big buckle. I just wanted to, you know, when you want to make something look like, I don't know, noticeable. Yes, that's what I'm going to say. So when you wear it, somebody get to see your feet. I just hope this buckle does not turn to something else. That's the only prayer. Because if it turns to something else, it will definitely not make you fine anymore. So this will be going into this. So let's say I'm using the third one. Okay. Then this one goes in here. I think I have to use the first one. Let me use the first one. After all, it's my shoe. My leg is not getting longer. Abby, can my leg still get longer? I don't think so. Oh my. Are you feeling it? Oh. Who is feeling this? Come on now. Who is already feeling this? Oh. Who is feeling this already? Are you feeling it? So, no, this is for this leg. What? Hey, can you see that? So I told us I wanted to check something. So this is what I wanted to check. I'm going to place it on it and try to fix it the way I want it to look like. So if I'm starting from here, my lesson is starting from here, for example. I pick up my marker and mark this and then mark this. Please follow me. So if that is there, this one is going to be here. I don't want to hold it down with the glue. So I'm just trying to see the position. So at this back part, can you see how much of leather that I'm already cutting off? Oh, I'm not sure we can see. So this back part and this part. I'll still check whether, so I think you can see it. If you look at this, you find out that this one is in. If you look at it, it's like this one is almost inward more. And on normal circumstances, is this leg. This one is supposed to be a bit lower than this one. Not that when you finish, this one on this side will finish down and this one will finish up. No, they are supposed to be at the same spot. So one thing I can do is either I try to equate this with this or bring this a bit, lower. Now what am I going to do at this point? I'm going to trim this part. I want it to sit comfortably. I know somebody's one. It's going to sit inside it comfortably before I wrap. This is one little secret that will make the side stay very well. Like it will sit inside it. So we're going to cut this part off, and we're going to also trim this part off. So when I last, you know, some part of this is going to be filling up this side. When you fill it up, it will not allow it to sit perfectly well inside this one. My cut will be the part where this thickness will cover up for. I hope you are getting it. It will cover up for that thickness, this thickness, and it will still be able to sit comfortably inside the heel. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Please let me know if you get this. So I'm going to use my utility knife straight, and I'm going to trim it. Yes. Somebody's wondering, are you for real? Yes. Just you make sure that you work with the little thickness. Yes. Work with the thickness of this. So when it enters here, it will sit there comfortably, and your insole will still be inside your outer sole. So this is about 2 millimeter. That's 0.2 centimeter. Can you see the way it look awkward? Some people might find this very funny, but trust me, when I want to make it sit well and unique, that's what I do. That's what I do to it. So you can see what I have here. So before I continue with the other side of the buckle, let me quickly start wrapping this, so that while it's drying up, we'll be fixing the buckle for the second one. That's how to work smartly. So you don't have to wait for one to fix one and all of that. So I'm going to use this one to mark this. Please, if you are finding this valuable, can you just comment yes? Don't just look at me. Just comment yes. So you know what that means. I'm also going to just, I told us it's just like 2 millimeter I'm doing. So you can see. So I'm good to go. I'm good to go. So it's time to wrap. Like I said, I'm going to be using the black leather. So let me just cut the part that I need. So I said this is left, right? If this is left, it means it's supposed to be like this, so that when I bring it out, it will become left. So you want to mind that when you are actually placing. So if this is right, it means I'm going to place it down here this way. So let's see how it goes. Where's our marker? So you know that you need space by the side so that you can use that one to wrap. So like I said, I'm using 4mm EVA foam and it's a very dense one. So that's why I'm not going to be adding that's why I'm not going to be adding insole cardboard. However, you can actually add an insole cardboard probably when you are using like 2mm EVA foam. This is left, okay. Okay, let me cut that part out so that we can have other things. So also when you're applying this, very careful. So this is left. You are wrapping it so you don't have to use your sandpaper to roughen the surface. You are wrapping. So if you are not wrapping, that might be necessary. And of course, you will not be using a very light leather. So while we are with that, let's fix the second buckle. Where did I put the plier just now? So I just use the silver. One part is silver, one part is good. I can't stand up and be looking for that second one. Since they are the same size, it will work together. Oh my God. Let me return this. So you can see what this looks like. I'm not sure of how beautiful the thing will look like. But it's certainly going to be beautiful. So basically it's just to last it. That's just what is left from all of this, and I think we have spent already almost 2 hours here. Are you sure I want to continue this? Hey, don't worry, let's do this. Let's do this in part 2. Let's have the part 2 where I'll be showing us how I wrap and how I finally bottom it. I hope that's fine by every one of us. Thank you so much for joining me. For everyone who joined, yes, I will definitely make sure that I come up with a part 2 and show us how this went, because if I don't want to keep us longer than necessary here. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I am still your Shoemaking Made Easy tutor, Odurole Mojibola. I am definitely going to see you in part 2 of our DIY heels at the comfort of your home. Bye.